You have more. Anyway, this is Kendra with True Us TV. And this ain't out of my mouth, so don't shoot the messenger. Hear the words of this man that's coming out of his mouth on white folk. He is letting you know the truth. I've been told y'all way back when, I done been made videos, white people stole everything from black people. I've been told y'all that. From so-called brown races here in America, here in Europe, and all over. They went pillaging and stealing and robbing people's cities. Let's hear about it.
How is that why civilizations build? Loot what they build, pillage, steal, even steal their ideas and their concepts and their philosophies.
And their
when
history.
You sit on top of this mountain of stolen goods and declare yourself to be rich because of your own merit. Imagine telling this lie to your children.
Yeah.
To your own children, to your grandchildren, generation after generation.
And they believe it.
How do you think that's going to go? You didn't invest in creating actual merit.
You
cheated,
didn't.
You lied, you stole, you brutalized. And then you tell your own people that everyone else in the world has nothing and you have everything because of how much better you are than everyone else. How long is that lie sustainable?
Exactly.
I mean, these
no
are
proof.
people who actually have civilization.
We built it.
Who actually created and built
America.
And didn't just pillage and plunder.
Thank you.
And there's still those people today. Even
Their history is
written.
written.
Still those same people. And you're still the way you are.
Yeah,
I mean,
stealing
a
and
good
lying.
example actually is African Americans. I don't know if you can think of a people who were more held back, more deprived, more sabotaged than African Americans.
Because we're not
Away
African.
from them, and took them away from everything.
Thank you. They took everything away from us and took us away from everything.
Literally regarded and treated as subhuman.
No, yes, we were, but not enslaved. That's a lie. We were. That's a lie. That's not real history. Yes. No, he see how they cannot fully admit it, and they can't fully admit it due to the fact that the power that be will not let them admit fully who we are. We are not African. We are the American Indian. Look at when he starts speaking about us, how he looked to the side. There's certain things that they do not want us knowing, and that one of the biggest is that we are the American Indian, and that they stole everything in America from us, everything. And they stole us from everything. And that's the truer words have never been spoken.
Not allowed to learn to read or write?
We were allowed to read and write. After a while, no, because they put a lot of the stuff was in the books.
Not a people of piracy and theft and appropriation.
Yep, appropriation.
They come from people who created and built and developed in their own country, in their own land.
This land.
And even though you did everything that you could possibly do to suppress them, to hold them down, to hold them back, and you're still doing that until today, nevertheless, I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that African Americans have become a global cultural superpower. And people like this, with a history like this, with a legacy like this,
cannot be held back for a length of time. You can, but they won't stay.
By a people who do not have a similar history. People who have never actually...
That's why they always trying to get Asians.
In their own civilization.
That's why they always need the help of another foreigner. But that's the reason why they always need helps of foreigners whom they deem have a history, even though they steal too from... I'm going to mind my business. Stay in my grade of expertise, even though I do know theirs. But I'm going to go ahead and I digress. But this is what I was telling y'all. White people have never had anything over black people. And this is a white man speaking. So for all y'all, Negroes in the back that got something to say that self-hate, I didn't say this. This white man said it. And I don't think he's chasing the approval of black folk. So what I'm saying is, if you know history, you know exactly what happened in history. White people claim merit is what made them where they are. They tell black people, pull yourself up from your own bootstraps. You have never. You pillage our communities. You do it to this day. You rob us of everything we have ever had. You change our names. You're doing it now. You change us from everything. In 1824 Racial Integrity Act, Negro colored, people of color, free people of color, free peoples, all freed. All that changes a person's nationality. So if I was a black Portuguese man or a woman, you're not going to know. If I was a Spaniard who was black, you're not going to know that either. You're not going to know that I'm a black woman from England. You're not going to know I'm a black woman from Scotland. Why? Because you call me all else free. You call me free people. That's not a nation. Then when all else failed, you come in 1924 Racial Integrity Act. We will no longer cast these people as Indian, but Negro, color, and black. That also erases a person's identity, right? You stole our communities, stole them, and what you did not stole, what you couldn't steal and get it with the way you want, you burned it down. Came and sought through the soot and the ashes and stole. And you talk about merit as if you pulled yourself up from your own bootstraps. When even Martin Luther King said back in the 1960s that they undergird white peasants with an economic floor through land county grants. They had to educate you using us to mechanize our farms. Because you didn't have a farm here in America. You're not from America. Mechanized out, and this goes for all foreigners, even those so-called Native American who had to learn to be Indian in their Indian schools. Same way you learn how to be a nurse in nursing school. You pillaged our villages. You stole. We couldn't read or write because you would not permit it because the books were already written. You made us cut our hair off because it symbolized our Indian culture. You stole the cotton gin and you went through every town finding wealthy black men and lynching them, lying and saying that they stole from a wealthy man when they were the wealthy man. You took their names and changed their information and put a white man and made them classify as white so you can then come in later and steal their land and say this land and this business and this property belongs to a white man. That's why you made that a law, to steal all of our stuff. These are the reasons for the Racial Integrity Acts. They were imposed so that white people can steal what black people have. And to this day, you have never given it back, and then you get mad when we ask for reparations. We shouldn't be asking, we should be taking. You took it from us. You took it from us. Hear this white man telling you, you stole our stuff and stole us from our stuff. How did you steal us from our stuff? You changed our names. You changed our identity. You took our history. You took our rights. You gave it to foreigners. You took our towns. You police our towns and weaponize it with police. You kill us for our properties. You still do it. Nothing changed. That's why Senator Benson said, keep the status quo, the remaining provisions prevailing. They can't let us know who we are. That's why they in the office now trying to figure out if they're going to call us diaspora African Americans, this, that, and that's why they so prevalent on saying African American. Because when I was growing up in the 90s, they only called us black. But now they prevalent with getting African American out there. Why? Why? Because they got to keep on furthering their lie. Nothing was ever done with merit when it came to white folk. You never worked for anything. You never got it because you were good workers. Just like you celebrate mediocrity when it comes to talent, it's what you did with everything. Everything. Your cop-out is that what you do, what you can't do, you make up for in stealing and treachery. And oppression. These are your tools and tactics. This is all you've ever done. We can't be held down by you for too long because you have no merit and it can be proven. History in the history books that you rewrite and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. When you telling a lie, no matter how many times you tell that lie, I don't care how efficient you get that lie, it will always come up a lie every time. You can rewrite these books and try to get it correct, and it's still going to. Somebody is going to look in that book and punch a hole. Even 10, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, there's going to be somebody, a lot of people, who is going to look in those same books that were rewritten and find you to be a liar. You cannot change the truth into a lie. The truth will always prevail because good always wins. The thing about evil is that evil think it's winning. It has already lost. That's the problem with evil. When Jesus Christ died, evil been lost. Hell, death, and the grave been defeated. Satan been defeated a long time ago. Jesus did that. It's done. It's over with. He just trying to keep on. That's all. He just showing out because he already know he lost. See, that's what happened. Losers show out when they know they lost for real. And that's what's been happening a long time in America. See, people would believe that because white people live in the best of cities and the towns, they winners. No, they not. They losers. You never got this by merit. You never got this by... And why do you think you show out on black people so much? You know the truth. You showed out because we are always... Why do you think you call us uppity when we live decent? Because you know we have true merit. You know our history. You know your ancestors plundered and pillaged our villages. Why do you think that white people feel uncomfortable really stepping into their own history for real? Why is it that we never talk about white history? We never talk about white history. Why is that? Because we know Abraham Lincoln, we know George Washington were not white men. They celebrating black men with white face. The reason why we don't celebrate real white history is because white people know there's no merit behind anything they did to celebrate. People be like, well, you know, if black people say they love being black and all this stuff about black people, why can't white people say it? Because you have no merit. If you have to look at history, you would not be a victor in it. Nobody would want to be the person who pillaged somebody else's city. Nobody. Nobody would want to be the thief. There's no honor in it. The person who stole and came into... It's not like you did a complete overthrow where you actually had merit, right? Where you established a civilization over a civilization that was there. You didn't do that. You stole, robbed, and burned down and took our stuff. Ain't no honor in being a thief. That's why it's hard for you to celebrate your whiteness, because it's not backed by anything. You back your stuff off of our history. And you lie to your children and tell them they're these people who worked hard. They're these people who, you know, yeah, you did oppress black people, but that's because you brought them as slaves. No, you're a liar. You didn't bring us nowhere. You were a slave. How you gonna bring me somewhere and you ain't even controlling your own body? You were being brought and led. This ain't racism, this realness. This man lets you know true history. White people stole everything from black people and stole black people from everything. This is Kendra with True TV. Like, share, and subscribe. Stay up, stay blessed. Put God first above all else. Peace, bye.